Yo guys, it's Kling, and today I'm going to show you how to make a Slap House remix. So in this tutorial, I'll run through the breaks and the drop. And as always, the FLP samples and presets are available below for free, so please go check those out. Okay, so real quickly, I'll tell you how the whole idea started. So it started with the vocal, and I knew I wanted to pitch it up a little bit, so I went up 3 semitones with it. And then I added this bass line, this Reese bass line, which sounds like this.
You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down.
And on the Reese, I had some filtering and also some pitch bend automations. And also at the second half of the break, I changed the chords just a little bit to give it a little bit of variation going into the drop. Underneath that, I have this vocoder.
You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down.
And so I used vocal synth for this part, and it's playing the same exact bass line as these. Then on top of all of that, I added a piano that sounds like this. And as you can hear, I added an RC20 on top of it to give it a little more character, to make it sound a little old. It's pretty far back in the mix, but I wanted to give the chords some sort of feel. I didn't want it to keep it just one bass. Then to give it some rhythm, I added some shakers. Then for the effects, just some impact, some vinyl noise, and a string. So the goal for this break was to add some more energy compared to the first one. This kept it more interesting and got us ready for the drop. What the kick and clap and shakers do. So for this 2-bar interlude, all it is this clock and this drone from the acapella itself. I wanted to keep it super short and get us right into the drop. So now I'll talk about the drop and talk about all the layers and why I did all the things I did. So as you guys can all hear, this is the typical Slap House bass, which sounds like this. So you can check out the video that I made of how I made this preset right here. And if you would like to download it, again, it's with the FLP samples and presets below. So a notable thing with the bass is all the effects. So as you can tell, I used a bunch of automation here, and the main one being these reverse bass shots. And all I did was export the first note that I played. And then another one right here. And then I repeat it throughout the whole drop. And there's also pitch bend automations too, which keep it interesting. And a key part to keep it interesting at the end of the 8 bars is this fill right here. So it sounds like this. And so this part right here is just serum effects. And what I did was, instead of having a bunch of slots filled in my mixer, I automated the mix of the phaser, distortion, and filter. So it sounds like this. All I'm doing is adding a down sample here, mixing it in, this phaser, and a high pass filter just to get the lows out of the way. So that is it for the synths part, because all I had was that bass, because that is such a prominent part in the drop. I also have the vocals here, which just kept playing, and I have them sidechained to the kick. And then I have a fill right here from the intro of the song itself. And then I also did like a vocal chop here, which I chopped them up by going to right there. And then if you go to chop, then I did medium auto slicing, and then it chops up the vocal just like so. So for the drums, I kept it pretty simple. Just some hi-hats, a couple chopped up loops, and some drop claps. In processing on these drums, I just have some glue compression. I also added these white noise stabs, so it just accentuates the vocals just a little bit, and also the bass shots. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. It's not too complicated. The main part is having a really good core idea of the chords and using the right sounds, right kicks, claps, and bass samples. If you guys want to see more, please let me know. Once again, you can download the FLP samples and presets below for free. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next video.